Alright. Hello everyone, this is Naomi Norbez. I hope you're doing well. So after watching Katie1CC's very good video on getting over it with Bennett Foddy and similarities between this game and the Gorillaz Plastic Beach, I thought I should probably buy the game and play it already. And I wanted to share my playthrough with you as I experience this game. Though I must warn you that before this moment that you are watching, or when this is recorded, I did play about an hour 15 minutes and recorded. Well, I wanted to record that, but I forgot to press the button to have it start recording. So I essentially spent an hour 15 minutes talking to myself, which is fine. It happens. It's probably the most easy mistake to make in these kind of things. So but the reason I'm telling you that is because I got kind of a distance in this game, so I know what to expect in some areas. I got to this place with a thin area with some lanterns and a blue house. I'll point it out to you when we get there. So I kind of know what to expect, and I'll try to recreate some of the things I said in my playthrough that didn't get recorded. There was talking, a lot of talking, some singing, and a few words of my own along with Mr. Foddy's commentary in this game. So if you wanted a silent playthrough, I'm afraid this is not the video for you, and I advise that you go find something else. Now, when I was trying to reload the game to set up my recording software, it actually started a new game in my continue slot. I don't know if I accidentally pressed new game or whatever, but I'm gonna press new game now, so you can hear all the commentary that is in this game, so you don't miss anything. Yeah, so let's get this started. It's actually turned out to be a good thing that the recording got lost, because I did not use the correct settings when recording, so it looked terrible. But yeah, this is not going to be the best recording ever. I had to set the graphics settings to bad, and there's probably going to be a little bit of slowdown, maybe at least once or twice throughout this. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll see where this goes together, you and I. But before we get started, this is my friend. Let's wave. This gentleman, a human being with the hammer, and they are going to help me get up the mountain with their trusty hammer. Now this game, you can use either a mouse or a trackpad, and this is one of the first games I've ever played as a laptop user that has felt like it was made for the trackpad, because it is very smooth to play. It doesn't require any mouse clicks, it just requires mouse motion.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
Thank you, Mr. Foddy. So that was the opening,
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Foddy. Thank you. For those who don't know, that was Bennett Foddy, the game's creator, speaking to us. The narration usually doesn't play till after I'm past the tree, so I'm a little bit surprised. I guess maybe it played early this time, which is fine. But as I was saying, this is one of the games that feels like it was made for the laptop trackpad, which as a laptop user is one of the most refreshing things I've ever experienced. Because there are too many games.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products.
Interesting. Yeah, come on now. Oh, there we go. No, yeah. So, you get a lot of games out there, right, that are made with the mouse in mind only. Or they don't take into consideration things that a laptop user doesn't have, like, say, the mouse wheel. I could not get past the game's Darwinia's tutorial for literally years because the tutorial required me to use my mouse wheel to select an item, and I do not have a mouse wheel. I have a wireless mouse now that I plug in. I haven't had it for about 2 years, but I use it to play FPS and things like that. And I was actually preparing to plug it in for this game when I found out I didn't need to, because when I opened it for the first time, it asked me whether I was using a mouse or a trackpad, which I usually don't get the option, and it was very refreshing. So when I realized that, hey, laptop gamers exist. So I keep throwing myself back on this. I apologize, this is a little bit of a troublesome spot we're in right now. So I need to be straight with you, the person who's watching this. I bought this game because I want to attach climbing this mountain as a personal metaphor or symbol to things that are going on in my life personally right now. The last couple of months of the new year of 2018 have been, I guess, traumatic for me personally is the word. They have been very hard for me. And after watching Katie's video and being reminded of getting over it, I felt like it was the perfect game to kind of go through some of these feelings that I've been having. I've been very stressed. I've been very emotional. I'm currently grieving a loss right now. And I'm very troubled and tired of a lot of things. And I want to climb that emotional mountain while putting a physical element to it by climbing the mountain of this game. And you don't have to join me. You can close this video right now, and that's perfectly fine. I will respect your decision to do that. Or you can stay and we can climb together. It's up to you, really. And whichever one you choose, I will be satisfied and I will understand. So, I just want to let you know that up front. That I'm not just playing the game for the sake of beating it. I'm playing it for a very specific reason, and a very personal one. A lot of personal ones, to be honest with you.
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
I didn't lose that much progress, Mr. Foddy. The last time that line played, I had lost a significant amount. So, yeah, it doesn't feel that much of a punch in the gut this time because the last time that line played for me, I seriously did lose a very large amount of progress. I fell from way up there and fell down there. But yeah, I do feel bad that I didn't record my first experience with this game because you don't get to really see me learning and growing as much from the beginning. You just see me right now very familiar with the controls as I spent about an hour and almost an hour and a half with them before you saw this, before I recorded this. So I do apologize for that. I kind of have a handle on this, the controls. I'm not perfect with them. I don't think anyone can be. because it's purposely meant to be a challenging experience. But I'm kind of familiar with the way it operates. So let us try to leap up there. Alright, let me just try to get my hammer on the gun. Please. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, leap! Yeah! No! Maybe we did it? I don't know. Okay, let's try leaping again. Yeah! Okay, oh, man. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Well, we could try. Nope. Okay. Oh, there we go. That was actually very unexpected, and I am happy for my progress. So I hope whoever you are watching this, you had a good day before you came here. Like I said, I'm going through a lot right now, which is why I'm playing this game, and things are stressful, to say the least. But I'm trying to hang on. I think that's important, you know. Even when you're running out of room, running out of places to hang from, you find something and you grip tight as you can. And I'm trying to do that. And I hope you find that place too, because it's very important to have something to hang on to.
If you need to take a break, it's okay. I've saved your progress.
Thank you, Mr. Foddy. I appreciate that very much. I think I'm going to be fine, though. I'm going to try to play this for about an hour or more, so we can experience this game together. I don't know. I have Steam Overlay put up. Oh, I'm pressing the buttons. Why is it not? Okay, there we go. So I can check the time. Yeah, so I'm probably going to stop at around 8 or 8:30, just so you're prepared and have a general idea of how long this video is going to go. I mean, you probably know because there's a time bar on the bottom, but I don't know because I'm doing this in real time. I have no time bar, time thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, so...
Oh.
Is that a coffee cup? Coffee and roses. I think those are roses. It's kind of a lovely image, honestly. Oh, there it goes. Bye! Sorry, coffee cup. I hope you land on somewhere
Anyway,
nice.
when you start sexy hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in sexy hiking is real.
Did the coffee cup regenerate? The forever coffee cup. I kind of like that, actually. But yeah, I kind of see what he means. The other day I was playing... there it is again. I was playing Minecraft Story Mode. I was convinced to kind of go back to it, and I actually really like it. I want to purchase my own copy now. And yeah, basically every single obstacle in that game, you can be guaranteed that you're going to get through it. Even though there is this illusion of choice and danger. And that's not a bad thing. Extra Credits did a very good series, I think even a few series, on the illusion of choice in games and how sometimes the illusion of choice is a good thing as a designer. And it's something I put in my own games that I've made, the illusion of free choice when there is only one real way to progress. And that's not a bad thing in and of itself. Depends on how you use it, of course. Oh, there we go.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was a bit of a whoopsie. I'm sorry, too. Oh well. We made it up there once, we're gonna make it up there again, my friend. Alright. So yeah, I think that's the reason why I kind of wanted to play this game. Work through the things I'm going through. The fact that the obstacles are real and they're not an illusion of oh, you're gonna make it. You're gonna get through it no matter what you do. That I have to work for it, you know. I don't know. I think there's this idea that when it comes to your own recovery and your own issues, the only way out is through. You have to work through it, and you have to want it. And I feel like this game, is really pushing that. That if you want to beat it, you have to want it. You're not going to just walk into the end and say, "Oh wow, I won! What a coincidence!" You have to want it, and you have to work for it. And I like that appeal a lot. I think this is a car, but it kind of looks like a porta potty at the same time. Like the door there. Yeah. I think it is a car though. But it's very muddy or something. Like, I feel bad for the person who was maybe like driving down the mountain and then they crashed right into these rocks. I hope they at least managed to get out of the car before the car fell down here. Because I would be concerned if they did not.
Whoop.
Well, tricky spot. Again. Oh well, I made it up there once, so I'm gonna make it up there again. That's how I will do it. Alright. Leap! Close. Leap! There we go. I am very proud of you, my good hammer person. In the pot. I like how the little animation details in this game. I like how when you put the hammer down, like a bunch of rocks kind of sprout up. And when you bounce in the pot, there I go again. When you bounce in the pot,
Oh, it happened again. Keep on trying. Don't let it get to you.
Thanks, Mr. Body. I'm not letting it get to me. Yeah, so when you put your hammer on the rocks, like these little pieces of dirt spring up and stuff, I like those little touches. Kind of makes you feel like you're having a real effect on the environment, even if it's a very, a very small one. And I appreciate that. Kind of curious now what this mountain means to you, because to me I'm putting this metaphorical meaning to overcoming grief and loss and trauma, and kind of climbing through my own personal issues. And I kind of wonder if you have a meaning to it too, that if the mountain means something to you, or if it's just a regular obstacle to overcome. And that doesn't mean it means nothing to you. I'm sure it means something, even if it is, you don't have an emotional weight to it. I'm kind of curious if you have a meaning for it. A little too far. Excuse me. I'm gonna stop there. Okay, there we go. Oh, uh-oh. Come on, let's put our butts here. There. Okay, good. Okay, great. And now we leap. Attack! Attack the rock! Oh, wait. Oh. I'm trying my best! Let's try to get up there. Try our best. Alright. We can do this. Attack the rock! Attack it like you mean it! Oh man, I keep not going. I keep like going in there with my arms. Come on, sir, please. No. Oh.
This thing that we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down. Mary Pickford.
What a nice quote. Yeah. At least it didn't fall all the way back. So I have a little bit of leverage. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, that little branch is a little bit annoying. Anyway, I think I'm gonna hit it. Oh, well, there we go. Oh well, it's not that far a distance. Never made it up there once. I'll make it up there again.
What?
And I'm having a very bit of a nostalgic day right now. There's a lot of things I miss from when I was younger in a different place. But there's a lot of things that I don't miss at all. I've just been kind of in this place of stunned wonder, I guess. But not the kind that's like, wow. I'm just looking over a lot of things in my life and going, what? And I'm so stunned I can't even move. I'm just kind of staring, gaping at the things in my life. For myself, I'm going through a lot of regrets right now. And some of it's personal, some of it has to do with me personally, but some of it is ludicrous. And I want to overcome that. And I'm working very hard to overcome a lot of things. And I don't know what you're up to or what led you here, but I hope the same success comes to you. That, you know, we're all kind of climbing right now. And maybe you have a mountain that's like mine. And I want you to know that I'm climbing right there with you. Okay?
What?
Oop, there we go.
What? What?
Okay, let's try to 1, 2, 3, leap! Well, that was not a good leap. That was a pretty bad leap. Oh well, let's try again. Oh, wait, too far. Come on, let's try to land in the middle. Maybe if we just go here instead. Okay, great. Wait, well actually this might be fine. Or we can do that, whatever.
What?
There we go. There. Okay, good. And leap! Leap!
No.
Go! Oh, a little too far. Sorry. You see that flashing light? Right? It's like a flashing light on the rock that I'm pointing at. I'm gonna look where the hammer is pointing on the bottom right and you'll see it. I don't know if it's because I have the textures on bad mode and it's just like glitching out, or if it's trying to tell me something in Morse code, but it is a thing that is happening. Anyway, let's try to move on now. Oh.
If I'm messing you up, you can mute me in the settings.
Oh, no, you're fine, Mr. Foddy. I appreciate your concern, though. Thank you. Kind of enjoying the silence of this game, honestly. That was like the fact that the music only comes with Mr. Foddy's voiceover. Kind of nice to experience something just it's very, very quiet game. I haven't had a lot of opportunities for silence the last few months. And I'm trying to find places where I could just be with myself, with God. If you didn't know, I'm a Christian. And I'm currently going through a lot of different things with my faith, which has been strong for a long time. With the election of President Trump here in America and the rise of the evangelical right, it's been... being a Christian is difficult. Not because of, you know, oh, we're being oppressed by the left, because I think that's not true, but because it's very hard to spread love when there is a active movement of Christian people who advocate hatred of others. And I don't know what to do with that. Because there's the idea that to be a Christian, you must stand firm for your own beliefs and values. And it has become to the point where we basically stand and we scream as loud as we can and we say to people who don't hold those values, "Get out!" And I don't think that's right.
What?
I don't think that's what it means. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. That you become part of something and your soul becomes integrated very much into a movement, to a belief, a value. And then start to see that people see the way to interpret that very differently.
Oh.
And it's something I've known since I was very young, of course. But the last couple of years have been especially difficult, I guess. It's just something I've been pondering over the last couple of days. It's another song. I remember hearing this one before. I heard it right after one of his monologues, so I thought it was attached to it, but I guess not.
Get nasty, boy.
There's yodeling in it. I love that. Yodeling! Let's yodel!
Going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad. And I ain't going to be treated this way. Oh,
the music is working. Thank you, music. I appreciate your motivation. Let me see if I can
down
see it.
in the jail on my knees. I'm down in jail on my knees. Down in jail on my knees. And I ain't going to be treated this way. They feed me on cornbread and cheese. They feed me on cornbread and cheese.
I don't think it's
They
working.
feed me on cornbread and cheese. And I ain't going to be treated this way. Let's go to town, boys. Hey, buddy. Lord, Lord, Lord. $10 shoe fits my feet. A $10 shoe fits my feet. $10 shoe fits my feet, and I ain't going to be treated this way. Going where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes, and I ain't going to be treated this way.
Oh dear.
Calm down, boy, calm down. Hey!
You laughed at me? No, just kidding. I would laugh at me. I'm not doing very well right now. But that's okay, because we're making a little bit of progress at a time, and I think that's important. Yeah, I feel like I've been kind of rambling a little bit, so I do apologize for that. I've just been going through a lot of stuff right now, and I have some people I confide in about it, of course. But I think it's also important to kind of discuss it publicly for the people who are also going through the same things that I am, so they can understand and know that, hey, you ain't alone. And I think that's important to have. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go. I did it. Feeling proud. Oh, sorry. A little bit too much to the right there. And this one's a little bit tricky. Okay, put the hammer on the ground, please. Okay, thank you. And the leap. No. Nah. Well, I'm trying my best. That's all I can do. Oh, there. So, as I was saying before about trackpads, this game feels really smooth. I thought I was gonna have to like click and stuff and do a bunch of things, but no, it's all about mouse movement, and it feels just really smooth. I hope there's a port or a tablet version or something soon, because it feels like it's made for that too. It just has a very smooth sort of feel to its design, and I really appreciate that. I think the only other game I've said, you know what, the trackpad can work for this, are the Portal games, which if you don't know are basically first-person shooter games. Instead of shooting bullets, you're shooting a portal gun, and that was not made for the trackpad, but you can still play it with the trackpad or the laptop, and I like that. This one feels like it was designed with the trackpad in mind, which is not an experience I get often, and I'm very happy. I think I mentioned earlier that I'm currently grieving a loss right now. And one of the things I've attached the top of this mountain to is kind of, I don't want to say getting over the loss, because that's a very inconsiderate way to say it, though. I guess kind of understanding and grappling my grief and confusion about the course of this game. I think the first time I ever lost anyone, I was 6 years old, and we got 2 guinea pigs in the house. I can't remember their names anymore, but I remember one was this gray, black, and white fella, and the other one was like this brown and white one. And I love those guinea pigs. But unfortunately, they made people in the household allergic, it turned out. And they got sick and sneezed the whole time, so we had to give them away to someone else. And I remember the day that I was told that we had to give the guinea pigs to someone, and I cried all day, and I didn't want to go to school, but I had to go to school. And they were given to this neighbor who had a teenage boy who took the guinea pigs and renamed them and everything, and it's not the same after that. Oh, wow, did I do it? There we go. There we go. So it wasn't the first time, it was not the time they died, but they were lost, kind of, that they were no longer, I don't want to say no longer mine, but that they were gone, and they weren't coming back. And when I was 6, I had this belief that what would happen to me as a human being was I would go through growing up, and then when I was 18, I would go back to being a child again, and I would go through the whole thing again and again and again, and end the cycle of birth and childhood and teenagehood and adulthood, at least the peak, the cusp of adulthood, or I guess the edge of it, and then go back to childhood again. I don't know why I believe this, because I was...
The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them. And it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real.
Come on. Thank you, Mr. Fine.
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas.
It's definitely true. As I was saying before, I don't know why I believe this, because I was raised in a Christian household that discussed death and life and resurrection and I guess the beauty of fatality. But I believe that I would effectively be immortal and immortally young. But that was when I was 6. Then I grew up and realized that life goes on and people grow up. And that's not a bad thing. But people die too. Part of what growing up is. And I'm at that point in my life where I'm starting to understand it better than I ever have. I'm just kind of facing realities, I suppose. When you grow up, when you're an adult, is something you must do. I've been an adult for quite a while now, but there are still some realities that are difficult. And I'm sure it's the same for you too, that there are certain things in life that aren't just so strange and odd to understand. To the point that maybe you don't want to understand them. I know I feel that way sometimes. So, this is where I was before. This little place with the lanterns and the blue house that to me it kind of looks like the TARDIS. But I think it's just the color. Like the blue color is very TARDIS-ish. The TARDIS from Doctor Who. But yeah. There we go. Let me just... This is a very difficult section so far. I don't know how I'm going to pass this. I have not passed this section. So I guess we are going to experience this together, you and I, and see where this goes.
You've done this part before. You know it's possible. Just do what you did the first time.
That's what you said last time, and I haven't done this before. What are you talking about? Is he trying to tell me a hint? Is there a section similar to this that I'm not understanding? Because I don't know if I get it. Maybe if I put myself on this rock here. Please get on the rock. Please? I would like you to please get on the rock, my good sir. There? Okay, thank you. Wait, no, well, we're trying our best here, eh? We're doing our best. And go. Oh, okay, no. That's alright. Yes? Okay, good. Sir, I would like you to please get on the rock. I don't... Oh well, it is what it is. Anyway. Oh, wrong way. Sorry. Excuse me. I think another learning that the attribute of grit or perseverance is something that has to be learned and grown. It doesn't happen naturally. I think there's a book called Grit that discusses it in full detail. I've not read it, but I've heard it's a very good read. And kind of the act of pushing through challenges and not giving up is something that people must learn and kind of make this trait something they want to achieve. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, I had a teacher named Mrs. M. I will not tell you her real name. And she was the best teacher I probably ever had in my life. I didn't realize it until way later, but at the time, she was tenacious. I remember we would have these short answer questions. I remember specifically there were history questions that I would say, well, I don't know the answer to this, so I'm just going to dig it in. And she would not accept that. She would tell me, Naomi, you have to try to answer this question. Just put something down. You can get partial credit. So I was like, fine. So I would go back to my desk, and I would scribble something down on the question, and after I finished all the questions and put at least something down, then, only then, she would take the sheet. And it wasn't until I was older that I understood what she taught me, and that was just to try, to put something, to persevere. Even if you don't fully know, it's okay to not know. It's okay to not fully know. But if you have something, if you have your head on, you have understanding that, well, I could try, and that's enough. I remember I was bullied very severely from when I was 6 to when I was 13. That's 7 years. That's a long time. When I was 6 to 9, it was the same boy with a different partner each time. Let's call him D. And in 3rd grade, the whole class was kind of in on it, basically. So it was not a very happy time for me. But I remember one specific time, we were packing, we were getting ready to go, and everyone was lining up. And I had one of those lunch boxes with a very long strap, you see. And it was one of those classes where you had to put your chair on the desk. So Derek, who sat next to me at the time, oh, I'm sorry, I said his name. Well, pretend I didn't say that, okay? Shh. So D, who sat next to me at the time, put his chair on the desk. And my lunchbox strap was underneath his chair. So I pulled out my lunchbox to get it and put it in my bag, and his chair fell on the floor with a thud. He turned to me and said something akin to, Naomi, why you gotta be so clumsy? Why you gotta be so stupid? And I didn't know what to say. I felt very bad. But Miss Marino was having none of it. She stomped forward and turned to the entire class who was lined up and said, that is it. I see how you're treating Naomi, and I don't like it. I've seen you all bullying her and being mean to her. Tomorrow is Be Nice to Naomi Day. And I was shocked. I had been bullied for 3 years by then, but this was the first time a teacher really showed me that, yes, I see what you're going through, and it is not okay. My 1st and 2nd grade teacher didn't really do that. So, true to her word, the next day was Be Nice to Naomi Day. And people signed me out. Instead of making me do it, they drew me pictures, they helped me with my different assignments. It was something. It was because Miss Marino, oh man, I said her name now, I feel bad. I'm trying to do this whole anonymous thing. Oh well. It's because Miss M really noticed what was going on, and she told me she wouldn't stand for it.
What?
It's very good to have people like that in your life, you know, that tell you that they see your pain and that they kind of understand it. Miss Marino was a very large influence on me, and she taught me 2 things. Well, many more things, because there are so many more stories in her classroom that I could share with you. But I think I've talked about her for long enough now. Maybe in the next video. Tell me if you want to hear more. She taught me to not give up, but just try, even if you may not know. And she showed me that she saw me. She saw what people did, and it wasn't good. It wasn't okay. Which not a lot of people did at the time. I remember getting bullied for my last name the whole time I was in elementary school. And I would just be told to kind of get over it by some folks. I was told, well, just call them names. Don't let it get to you. And of course, the weapon of the bullies that hurts you the most has no power when it's used against them. But that was the advice they gave me, and it didn't work. And I never got to thank Miss Marino, unfortunately, because I didn't understand what kind of influence she had on me until I was in high school. And in high school, she passed away. It's one of those things, you know, where you only get it when it's over. And that's when it finally clicks for you. I'm trying to be okay with that. And I'm sharing this with you because I'm sure that some of you watching has similar stories. That you finally understand the people who mean most to you after it's too late. People pass through your life. People come and go. And sometimes it clicks later. And I want to tell you that that's okay. It's okay for you to understand after it happens. I want you to know that you're not a failure, nor you're not a bad person for seeing it later. Because it's important. I'm telling you this because this game, Getting Over It, is about the things that Miss Marino taught me. Because she taught me not to give up. And I am definitely not going to do that. And I'm also telling you this because I want you to understand the mindset I'm in right now, that I'm not in the best place in the world. That I'm going through a different loss right now. And it is not that one. It was a different one. And it's brought forth a lot of different memories for me, which is why I am playing this, to kind of give myself a physical space for those memories. And if this is too personal for you, if you feel uncomfortable right now, or you don't want to have a playthrough of a game that requires personal testimony by the person who's playing it, then that's perfectly fine. There are plenty of other playthroughs of Getting Over It on the YouTubes right now. And if you'd rather watch one of those, I harbor no ill will toward you. I just wish that you have a good day and you be well. Be well, stay safe, and remember that you're loved. But if you'd like to stay, I would appreciate that. But again, you don't have to. I have a lot of other stories to share, and I have quite a few songs I would like to sing along the way. I sang a few songs in the place that didn't get recorded. I have a feeling I have quite a few more in store. I'm not singing right now because it's very early in the morning as I'm recording this, and I'm usually not a singer in the early morning. After I get some food, and after I get a little bit of water, then my voice is clear, and I like to sing more. So I hope maybe you can sing with me, and you'll know some of the songs. And I do apologize that this part is taking quite a long time. I promise you, I'm doing my very best to try to get through this section. I really don't understand what he means when he says that I've gotten through this before, because I can't think of a section that was similar. But if you know, and maybe you can give me a hint, don't tell me how to do it, of course, but maybe a little hint would help me greatly. Please let me know in the comments, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of throwing myself at the wind. And eventually I'm sure that strategy will succeed, but I know that you want to see progress sooner rather than later, so... so you let me know what you think. Let me just check the time. It is almost 8 o'clock. So I think I'm going to be stopping pretty soon. I might try to get to this section before I quit. I don't know yet, but yeah. Just want to say thanks for watching and kind of enduring my ramblings. Like I said, I got this game as sort of a physical way to go through a lot of my own emotional things. And that's why I'm kind of telling a lot of personal stories and things like that. And I hope you find that good, but again, if you rather not hear such things, you can definitely switch to another Getting Over It playthrough and I won't be offended. I know this is supposed to be a rage game, and I don't feel frustrated yet. I don't want to jinx it, of course. But I'm going to try to be as patient as possible as I get through this mountain. Because for me, there is a reward at the top that I want. And I don't know what it is for you that's at the top of the mountain. And I hope it's something good. And I hope that you don't worry about me. I know I've expressed a lot of grief during this video. I want you to know that I have been talking to people and friends and things like that. I'm not making this playthrough because I don't have anyone to speak with. I'm making it because while I'm going through this, I want to capture this and also share with others things I have learned along the way, and hopefully find a solution as I climb this mountain and as I discuss things with others and sort of go through the experience of grief and trauma that I've been going through for the past couple weeks. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really not trying to get up this thing. Like, is there something I did before that like in a different section that's similar to this? Because I really don't know, and I'm pretty confused. To be very honest. Oop, sorry, that was kind of loud. And you never wonder without our old new metal friend. What came of them? Turns out I saw them a couple of days ago. We were laughing and drinking and smoking and singing. You counted all the notches in your belt. I was starving myself, baby, put your name down on a piece of me. I don't want no savior, baby, I just wanna have a good time. Oh, at least I'm not as sad as I used to be. Oh, hey, yeah, it's been a while, I'm gonna see. I'm still trying to smile and I said, oh, you should have seen me a couple of days ago. I was laughing and drinking and smoking and singing. And count on the dinner. No, I'm not the best singer in the world. And that's also very early in the morning, so I'm not properly prepared. Anyways, at least I'm not as sad as I used to be by fun. That is lowercase F-U-N with a period, in case you didn't know. I promise you I didn't get paid to tell you this. I just like this song. Yeah. Come on now. Alright, yeah, that rock is a little bit tricky to get over. No. Don't go backwards. That would be bad. Okay. Oh, what? Launch yourself. Be free. No. Aw. Well, I tried. Wait, let me turn it the other way. Okay, good. Leap. Oh, that was a very bad leap. Can't say I didn't try. I think Mr. Foddy is definitely right. Starting again is a very difficult thing to do. I don't know if you know this, but I moved from the northeastern United States, New Jersey, to Arkansas, the United States, which is in the south. Did I do it? Oh wow, I did it. And it's kind of funny the things you miss. For me, I miss the mockingbird, or not the mockingbirds. There are so many mockingbirds in Arkansas. But the mockingbirds I like. But I miss the mourning doves. If you don't know what mourning doves are, they're these little tan fellas. And every morning they sound like, well, there we go. Every morning they sound like they are mourning with the M-O-U. They make a very sad sound that goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's a very lovely sound too. So in Arkansas, they don't have year-round mourning doves, but they do have year-round cardinals, which are very lovely birds. In case you didn't know, they're tiny little red birds. Well, at least the male ones are red, with a red crest. The female ones are kind of this tan brown color with yellow and purple and things. And I traded the sad mourning doves for the loud, sharp cardinals, which is interesting. And like I said, there are so many mockingbirds in Arkansas. The northern mockingbird is actually the state bird, if my memory serves me well. So you get a lot of mimicry around here. I remember, 3 years ago? I remember thinking that there was a tough titmouse, which is a tiny little bird that goes, Peter, Peter, Peter? Peter, Peter, Peter? But I believe now there was just a mourning dove messing with me and making me think there was only a tough titmouse. What a mean little fella. I'm a little bit of a bird nerd. I've been since I was 6. I never really made it my career passion like I wanted to when I was 6, but I made something better. I try to look at the birds as a hobby now, which is great. It's very nice to kind of observe around you. Bird culture is very interesting. I think one of the reasons we like birds so much is because we don't really understand them. Because we don't really get it. We just say, oh, that's so cute. When really they could be like doing the most savage things and we wouldn't know it because they're doing it in a birdie way. You know what I mean? It's just so weird, right? So we kind of look at these things we don't get and say, oh, that's nice. But it's like, this is like the most savage thing in the world and we're calling it cute because we don't really know what it means. It's kind of funny in a way and also kind of sad. Because human beings really associate with other human beings and the actions of humanity. So we try to look for things that indicate humanity in other animals and other objects. Scott McCloud talks about this in Understanding Comics a little bit. Yeah, we are such a weird species. Alright, well, I think it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's past 8 o'clock. It's 8:03. Okay, well, I didn't get up there, but I think I'm going to stop now and just put my hammer right here. And I'm going to, yeah. So I hope that you enjoyed this playthrough of Getting Over It with by Bennett Foddy. And wherever you go from here in your internet journey, I wish you a lovely day and a fabulous rest of your week, and I hope that things go well for you, whatever you're up to. I know I'm going through a lot, and I'm going to be discussing other random things in the next video playthrough. And so let me know if you like this or if you think, Naomi, maybe you should stop doing it. But yeah, the main reason I'm doing this is to kind of express some things that have been on my mind for a while. And to kind of give both you and me a space where these things can be freely talked about. I think we need more spaces like that. I wanted to show you that I didn't just make this to kind of rant off my problems, because it's not why I made this. I am processing through them, both here and outside this space, with people I trust and with, you know, a lot of people. So yeah, I just wanted to do this to kind of talk about something. So yeah, so this is Naomi Norbez, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I guess I'll see you soon.